Hello. My name is Don Armstrong. I am a TI. I'm a targeted individual. I'm actually giving you this video in regards to, excuse me, how I became a targeted individual. I became a targeted individual in 2008 at a party off of Joppa Road in Baltimore, Maryland. Well, more so in the county area, Townsend, Maryland, which is just north of Baltimore City, by a man named James Edward Johnson. He injected a adhesive radio frequency implant into my TMJ, and it's just right here, just behind my right ear. And he drugged me at a party that we had, well, that he was hosting, off of Joppa Road in 2008. And I was lured to this party by a guy named Darrell Jamal Gaskin, who I worked with at BWI Airport, at Alamo National Rental Car Facility. And what we did was, we used to wash cars. We used to be service agents. We had fun. We would drive around in all the latest cars. We would clean them. We had so much fun. And, I was really skeptical about hanging out with people at work, but I decided to trust this guy, right? Like, what's the worst that could happen? So what I did was, he decided to invite me to a party between October 25th and October 27th, 2008. And we went to a company hayride a week prior to Halloween at Alamo National, sponsored by Teresa. And Teresa was actually the manager there at the time, and she worked for Alamo National. But now she works for Avis. That was the last time I checked up on her. Don't really follow her much. She has nothing to do with this, really. Bottom line is, sorry, that's on the teeth. But anyway, we had a good time, and at that, hayride, he decided to invite me to a, party that he and his sister was hosting at, off of Joppa Road. Now, here's the thing. Prior to this hayride, me and Darrell had just started hanging out at work, probably about maybe a month or two prior to the party, prior to the hayride. And, we were just getting to know each other. He had come to work and he would tell all kinds of stories about his friends. And, he seemed to be the type of person that I would like to hang out with. So he ultimately invited me to the party. Anyway, we go to the party. Little did I know that this guy was actually plotting to set me up, to, be a part of this heinous experiment because, he was actually a hater. I used to work hard at Alamo National. I used to go above and beyond, employee of the month. I used to do it all. He was a very lazy, slow, sluggish individual. He didn't really have it all upstairs. He was just some thugged out, I want to be a tough guy ass guy. Anyway, pardon my French. Bottom line is, we go to the party off of Joppa Road, and, he introduced me to his friends, his immediate circle from his high school, and some that were actually dating his sister, Arnetta M. Hearing. Be mindful, James Edward Johnson, Darrell Jamal Gaskin, and Arnetta M. Hearing all have actually beaten murders. So these guys are technically murderers. Just thought I'd put that out there. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got the fan going right there. So if it sounds a little staticky, just play it backwards. Just play it back and you'll hear it again. But anyway, so we get to the party, and he introduced me to his friends, and his friends, they were pretty cool. It seemed like a pretty warm, place, and he introduced me to James, and me and James, we just got the chance to know each other. We just talked a little bit, and then James felt like, I was a cool person, and ultimately, they wanted to provide their blanket of protection, like they wanted me to feel comfortable within their circle. Anyway, James decided to host provide a toast. And, he, at this party, everybody was drinking out of red plastic cups. It's crazy because James actually, sponsored, he actually hosted the toast, and he told me to wait right there where I was standing. And then he comes back like 2 minutes later once everybody begins to gather for the toast, and he provides me the only shot glass that was at this party. It was the only one. And it was already filled to the top with what I thought was Jack Daniels. And, he gives me the drink. And, he says his toast, welcome to the family, welcome to our friendship, yada, yada, yada. And we all just, raise our glasses or our cup. Well, we raise our cup. They raise their cups, I raise my glass. And I knocked the shot back, and no more than maybe 3-4 minutes later, I began to feel woozy. So what I did was I told Darrell I want to leave, man. Like something just didn't feel right, and I'm leaving. I'm trying to leave the house. The loft where the party was being hosted. And Darrell took my keys from me. He was like, "Bro, you've been drinking. I can't let you do that." I'm like, "Bro, I didn't have a lot to drink. I'm okay." He's like, "Nah, man, you my man. I can't let you do that." I said, "Okay." And he took my keys, and then he just said that his sister was gonna set up like a sleeping station for me to rest at in the party. I'm like, "Who sleeps at a party?" He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. This is my party. I got this." I'm like, "All right, man, okay." So I just needed some quick rest, and so he sets up the sleeping area. We call them pallets, and his sister did. His sister Arnetta set it up, and I go and lay down on the pallet. I'm laying on my left side in a fetal position, just knees folded, and you know, I couldn't have been laying down no longer than 30, maybe 45 seconds to a minute before I feel like a pressure in and out of my right ear. I thought it was my right ear because it actually went in the ear canal, but it was actually down. He actually aimed the syringe down, and he pulled it out. It happened like, in and out. And as soon as he did it, I opened my eyes and I woke up and I was like, "Bro, what are you doing?" And he got quiet. So I walk into the bathroom and I throw up, and then I look in the mirror and then I see a trail of blood running down my right ear, all the way down to my collar of my shirt. And I'm yelling at the party like, "Yo, what happened? What are you doing? What happened? Why am I bleeding? What did you do to me? What did you do to me?" And they didn't say anything, but I'm still discombobulated. So what I decided to do, I just said, "Frick it, screw it," and I just went back to the pallet and laid down. Like I wasn't thinking about no radio frequency implants or chips or anything like that. Well, get out of here. Who does that? I'm from Park Heights, man. Get out of here. Anyway, 2-3 days later, man, I started hearing voices, and I started hearing all kinds of things. And then a year later, I started feeling all of these, touches and these electromagnetic pulses going through my body. And then come to find out they're using sonic weapons. And, it's like, whoa, like, what is all this? Come to find out, it's actually a company within an incubator cul-de-sac that Darrell Jamal Gaskin was asked by James Edward Johnson to help him seek out a worthy candidate for this kind of program. So what happened was, James was hired by the people that's conducting this research within the research incubator in Baltimore City, West Side Baltimore, and come to find out, uh, you know, I reached out to Darrell after I realized what was going on, and he had completely cut off all communication with me. He blocked my number. He stopped answering my calls. He wouldn't respond to my text messages, my voicemails. He completely fell off the earth, And that was in 2011 when I discovered that I was a TI. It was in 2009. It was in 2008 that I started hearing voices, and I started finding out I just started going through changes, and I couldn't make out what it was. I didn't know what that was. And, the whole time me and Darrell were friends, or at least I thought we were. He was pretending to be my friend. It wasn't until 2011 that I found out that I was a targeted individual. And I reached out to him because it dawned on me how and when and where it happened. And he completely severed all communication with me. His phone number at the time was 443-531-1000. He never answered the phone after I discovered that he had something to do with how I became a targeted individual, better known as a physical computer system for a cybersecurity company, or we can call them ITS, which is Information Technology Services. And what they use is ITM, which is Information Technology Machinery, or, more so, intelligence technology machinery, so to speak. And they consider targeted individuals to be physical computer systems, because technically the reason why their job is legal is because the human mind and the human body is technically considered a computer system, and the brain is the hardware and the software. And that's just what it is. We are technically considered to be physical computer systems. And if you want to learn a little more about the host and the people that are actually conducting these experiments on you, there's actually a link that I'm going to post within the description, and you can realize and you can read it and go through it yourself. It's excuse me, clearancejobsDOTcom. My program is sponsored by DARPA. I'm a part of a DARPA program. DARPA is Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, and these individuals are civilian government employees and a local government. They can't venture outside of their incubator within their district. They're just simple individuals, man. They claim they want to kill me. They can't, bruh. You are a civilian. You kill me, you get obstruction of justice. Bottom line is, you know, I'm sorry that I had to disturb you people, but I am a targeted individual and I am a victim of electronic harassment and cyber stalking on behalf of cybersecurity or ITS service specialists within Baltimore City, in the west side of Baltimore City, within a cul-de-sac and an incubator, surrounded by researchers, analysts, and within this cul-de-sac, there may be potentially about 2, maybe 3 more TIs, better known as physical computer systems, within the targeted individual realm. And they do use V2K, which is voice to skull, but ultimately, professionally speaking, is VTC, which is voice to computer. We're the computers, ladies and gentlemen. Find your cyber stalker. Go to my website. Well, go to the link, clearancejobs.com. Click in IBM, click in DARPA. More than likely, you're part of some sort of a program that is 100% guaranteed to be listed within clearancejobs.com. I found mine. I wish you all the best.